Welcome back. In this session, I'm going to show you how to connect to a dedicated SQL pool from Power BI and Azure Data Studio. So let's start with Azure Data Studio. So you've got two options. You can either go to the Synapse workspace and grab the dedicated SQL endpoint here, or you can go over to Synapse Studio and go to Manage and click on the NYC taxi here, which is a dedicated SQL pool name, and then you can grab the workspace SQL endpoint from here. So either is fine. So grab the SQL endpoint, and then if you go back over to Data Studio and let's click on New Connection. Let's keep the connection type as SQL Server, and let's paste the URL that be copied, and we can use this equal log in the Azure Active Directory login. So I'm going to go for the Azure Active Directory, login, and let me give my data also my account base here, and it should be the other one is admin, and we don't need to specify the database. It will grab the database for us, and let's click OK, and let me sign into the account from here. So the account was added successfully. So let me go back to Data Studio, and now I would be able to see the tables here. As you can see, we've got the database and we've got the tables here as well. So we've got the staging table, which is the external table, and the two internal tables here. So if you do a select top 1000, it's going to run the query for us. So it's running the query and it's got the results for us. So it is brilliant. So that's how you connect from Azure Data Studio. So if you prefer working from Data Studio, that's what you should do. Now let's look at connecting from Power BI. Let me go over to the Power BI desktop and then specify the URL and show you that way. So I am into the Power BI desktop. Now click on Get Data and select More. It's going to ask us to select the database. So that's going to be Azure Synapse SQL. As you can see here on the right, and let's click Connect. And let's specify the server details, which is that you are told that we copied, and we can either use import query or direct query. Let's click OK. And now we need to specify the credentials. I'm going to use the Microsoft account, so I'm going to simply click on Sign In, and I should be able to sign in here. And let's click Connect and be connected to the database now. So it should bring back the database and the table names. So as you can see, we've got NYC Taxi DWH here, and we've got the two internal tables and the external table being listed. So you can select the table you want to import and then click on Load, or you can even transform the data. So that table is now imported, so you can build your visualizations and publish to the workspace. And once you're published, you will be able to see them in Synapse Studio as well. So that's how you connect to Power BI. So it is quite simple. Both of them Power BI Data Studio. The connections are very similar to what we did for Serverless SQL Pool. So that's everything I wanted to cover in this session. And that's the end of the session.